All right. Well, welcome everybody. Thanks for coming again. We're going to try a little different format this week. I'm going to try doing it live. So we'll just see what you think. I'm having fun doing different stuff here, and I appreciate the feedback. You guys have been giving me some feedback on things. Hopefully, you can hear me well. I tried out several microphones, and there's microphones in this headset, so hopefully the audio is good. But yeah, I just wanted to try the live format. So go ahead and feel free to chime in if there's anything you want to say. I'm not close enough to where I can type or answer anything in the text, but feel free to speak up if there's anything you want to say. And we will get going, warming up here with the workout. So thank you for joining this week. And we're just going to start with some shoulder rolls. So we really want to bring our shoulders up, high up by your ears, bring it back and down. Really trying to feel the whole range of motion, pulling them back, down, setting them, then back up. This is what my therapists are always yelling at me for. They always catch me with my shoulders hiked way up to tell me to get my earrings off. But I got to work on keeping my shoulders down and back. Okay, but that's good for 30 seconds there. Then let's switch to going forward. Really trying to stretch through this. All right. Shake it out. We're going to get our arms up and wide, and then we're just going to do some circles. We all seem to like blue. All right, let's switch that back going forward. I don't know if you guys have the Peloton app, but I was lucky enough, Hannah and I, my wife, we got invited to be in studio with Peloton last weekend, recording their first adaptive series of seated workouts. So that's something you can check out. Logan Aldridge is one of their instructors, and they invited us to come in. So there we go. That's good. Shake that out. Go ahead and get a drink of water if you need it. I'm getting a little dry. Hi, how you doing?
Hi. I don't see any video.
I'm doing it live this week.
Okay. But no video?
My video's on.
Okay. Let me back out and come back in.
I see you.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that my video is up, but I don't see any video here. So let me see here.
All right. We're going to get back to stretching. Sorry about that. I want you to reach down with your right arm and then up over the top with your left. There you go. I really feel that in my left rib cage. But keep stretching. Hold that just a little longer. All right, come back up. Then I always like shaking it out in between. And then back over to the other side. I always get a nice little spasm in the middle of this. Throws my feet off and everything. I'm sure some of you are familiar. All right, and then back up straight. All right, next, We're going to lean forward, stretching that, trying to touch your toes. And as always, if something in this doesn't work for you or isn't safe, just do what does work for you. But really I'm trying to bring my chest to my thighs. Really I don't have any feeling in my lower back, but I can kind of perceive the stretch. You might know what I'm talking about. So I really try to reach down. Feels good to get my arms in between my knees, and then I get a stretch around my shoulders. All right. And coming back up. I don't know about you guys, but I have had a heck of a time with my wheelchair today. The joystick just shuts off and the whole thing goes dead. And then I got to turn it back on, and I don't have 100% success rate with that reset working. Seems like there's a cable loose or something. All right, but let's get our right arm crossed to the left. So you feel the stretch. But it was really cool to be in studio with Peloton and see how a big production like that is done. They got a control room. Let's switch arms here. And, tons of cameras and, assistants on set. It was really interesting. Man, I didn't realize how tight my left shoulder was. Really feeling this. All right. Shake that out. And then we're going to go into some just nice and easy jogging in place. We're going to try to keep this going for a couple minutes if we can, if we don't get too bored. We just want to get the heart rate up, get the blood pumping. We just finished some stretching. Just keep moving. But yeah, I wasn't really familiar with the whole Peloton app because it's a bicycle and a treadmill. So I didn't think they really had much for me, but they are very interested in getting to the disability space. Their app has a ton of seated workouts. They do mindfulness and strength, yoga. And I just think it's a really cool time because right now in media and everything, being inclusive and including, people with disabilities is really at a premium right now. So hopefully we can all take advantage of that in some aspect. Peloton said that they're dedicated to doing more. They're talking about developing a hand cycle, which I love hand cycling, and I would love to have a device like that. All right, keep it moving. Really want to keep that blood pumping. Twist that core, really work those shoulders side to side. Just whatever keeps your heart moving. One thing that I've found that a lot of people are surprised about, but blood pressure's kicking up here. Gonna unkink my catheter. All right. One thing that we find a lot of people are surprised about is how accessible New York City is. I know it seems so busy and congested all the time, and it is, but it is so accessible. I've been skating at Rockefeller Center, Madison Square Garden. It has great policies. Every little restaurant, even though they don't look accessible, a lot of them have ramps and stuff hidden in the back they'll pull out for you, or there's a back elevator that you can't see from the main entrance. But the New York City has done a great job of making every place really accessible. And not that there aren't challenges, because there always are. But I think New York City is very intimidating. But once you give it a shot, there are a ton of accessibility features. because the subway isn't 100% accessible, you can use the subway, but there are some stops that aren't. To recognize that, the city of New York will pay for half of your cab ride. You just have to get the correct app, and I believe it's called Curb. We took our van this time, so I wasn't using the app, but they will pay for half of every cab ride, and it's right instantly on the app. It's not like you have to pay up front and then get reimbursed. There we go. That's 3 minutes. Good job. Shake it out, get some water, do a little stretch if you need to. But I just was really impressed with what all New York has done to accommodate the disabled, and it makes us really enjoy traveling there. All right. We also went to a really unique restaurant called Contento, and Contento is owned by a wheelchair user who is also a sommelier. So he's a wine expert, and they have accessible seating, and they also have accessible silverware available upon request. And I got to try all that stuff out, and that was really cool. Let's get into some rear elbow raises. We're going to start with the left, so just leaning forward a little bit, and then picking your arm up behind you. Go nice and slow, making sure it doesn't hurt, but just engaging that behind us, trying to use that shoulder blade. Keep it up, guys. Really trying to reach up high. I'm trying to keep my arm straight. It wants to deviate way to the side. I'm trying to go straight up behind me with the left. All right, let's switch to the right. But you guys should look up the restaurant Contento in New York City. It was really, really cool. We got to sit with one of the owners, and she kind of led us through dinner. She was in a wheelchair. She made all the suggestions off the menu and wine pairings to go with everything, and just a place that's designed for wheelchair users, or at least has us in mind. It was really cool.
It's in New Mobility magazine, the last one. They had a whole article on it.
That's awesome.
Also, they have a picture of him and everything.
Very cool. All right, that's good for the right. We're going to switch to doing both left and right up behind you. I didn't get to meet the guy that is the owner. This lady, her name on Instagram, she goes by the Seated Nurse, but she is a wheelchair user who's also a nurse in New York City, and she's a silent partner, I guess, in the ownership. But yeah, it was really cool to get to meet her. When we were doing the Peloton thing, there was a guy from University of Michigan named Dr. O, and he's a doctor who's also in a chair, and he was friends with her and introduced us. All right, that's good. Let's shake that out. Let's take a break and get some water. Well, yeah, this Dr. O that we met from, well, he's at UCLA and the University of Michigan, but he was recently on Good Morning America, and he won $1 million for the University of Michigan Adaptive Sports Program. Good Morning America awarded that to him just this October, like I said. Yeah, Hannah and I, we had a great time at this dinner, but we ended up feeling really poorly about ourselves because everybody we were at this dinner with, they were doing really big things for the community. I was pretty proud of how I raised $13,000 for the marathon last month, and then this guy just raised $1 million. So I pale in comparison, but it was really great to meet these people. All right. Hope you guys are good with the break there. And next we're going to go into some punching. So remember, we're not snapping that elbow joint, but we do want to get some good extension. Hmm. Keep it up. We're going to try to go for a couple minutes with this one again. You can go faster, you can go slower, you know, as always, do what works for you. This guy, Dr. O, he's a little bit younger than me. He's a C5 incomplete quadriplegic, so he can take steps. He's just way more efficient in a wheelchair. But like I said, he's also an orthopedic surgeon. And then to talk to Logan, who does the adaptive sports with Peloton, it was really cool. You know, they said they were going to check out our workouts, but I wouldn't count on seeing them in class. Keep pushing.
That gives me hope. I'm a C5 incomplete also. And I went back to my school yesterday. I teach hairdressing, but I couldn't manipulate the Marcel iron and with my fingers. So the fact that he's a surgeon still working as a surgeon tells me that I might have some hope in getting some of that finger moved back.
And I know he is a working...
I can now put my own gloves on.
Oh,
But,
wow.
So, and I wear gloves most of the time. Not at the moment, but because I know I'm going to get warm. So, but I usually wear the fingerless arthritis gloves, and they keep my fingers fairly straight. It keeps them from folding in and contracting, but their default is contraction.
Right. Well, also being an incomplete injury, you know, I've been lucky enough to do some of the transcutaneous therapies that they're developing, and I'm complete, and that therapy is great for me. But I know people who are incomplete, and when they do the transcutaneous therapy, one treatment will get them benefits for 4 months. My friend Alan Brown, he goes in like every 3 months, and then he has legit hand function for months with the transcutaneous. So everybody's different. Everybody responds differently. But he's in the Onward. Are you familiar with the group Onward? They're doing transcutaneous and epidural stimulation.
No, I get dry needling done, and that really helps. But
all right, let's take a break, guys. Yeah, the dry needling. I really enjoy the dry needling as well.
No, I need to learn more about this transcutaneous therapy and ask my doctor about it. See if I can't arrange for some of that.
So Onward, they're trying to bring it to market really quickly. Sometimes I think their goals are a little loftier than they can make happen. But I think it's really exciting that there's Onward. You know, obviously the research here in Louisville, there's drug companies that are finding ways to help out spinal cord injury and paralysis. So I'm really encouraged about the future. I don't ever think I'm going to be free from my wheelchair, to be honest. I always think I'm going to need it in some fashion, but I think our life is going to get a lot better in, you know, a short amount of years.
I sure hope.
Mine, yeah.
I'm only 14, 15 months into my injury here, so, or recovery. So
yeah. You know, and they say up to 18 months, you know, 2 years, you're still dealing with swelling going down. So, you know, who knows? All right, let's get our elbows up like this. Let me find my notes here. And then we're going to go from the middle to the right. The main thing that's always been my goal, I've been injured going on 11 years, and I'm obviously very interested in research and everything, but it's always been my goal to just keep my body in as good a shape as I can. So if maybe there will be something cool with technology, hopefully I'm a candidate. If not, then I'm just going to have a better life for being healthy those years anyway. All right, let's break, shake it out for just a second, and then we're going to go right back into going to the left. All right, short little break. Grab a drink of water. And then we're going to go back into twisting with arms up and going both sides. All the way to the right and all the way to the left. All right. And let's shake that out. Give those shoulders a little break. So I've been really getting into this whole marathon thing, and I've been trying to see what I want to be next. And I was talking to some of my marathon partners from Christopher and Dana Reeve Foundation, and we were kind of thinking about what the next plan might be. And I do consulting work for this drug company called AbbVie. And the other day I was on the call with them, and I was telling them how I was thinking about doing this thing called the Abbott World Majors. And that's where you do Tokyo, London, Berlin, Boston, New York, and Chicago. You got to do all 6 of those races. But I was telling them how I think it would be so epic if I could do that. I didn't even know this, but AbbVie, the company that I do consulting for, they are owned by Abbott, who puts on the race. And in the call that we had yesterday, they wanted to know if it was all right to reach out to Abbott, and they're potentially interested in sponsoring Hannah and I for travel and race entry for the whole series. So we'll see what happens, but I might be doing 6 marathons all over the world. And I just think that would be, I mean, what a dream, you know, for just me and my wife to be able to travel to Tokyo and Berlin and London. We'll see. You know, we're just starting the talks. We're just starting the talks about it. We'll see. All right, let's get into some curls now. We're going to alternate just left to right. And really trying to flex that bicep. You know, a lot of these movements, it's up to you what you get out of them. You can kind of mimic me and maybe not get as much of a workout, but if you really focus, really flex your muscles, engage, you can get some extra out of it. So we're going to keep this going left to right, and then we're going to add a movement to it where we're going to go and then reach up and back down, then right, up, back down. And this is really hard for me. I don't have any tricep function. I mean, I get a little flicker in therapy. So to try to balance my arm and push above my head, you know, a lot of times I'll let my hand drift quite a bit behind me so I can use the support of my tendons and stuff. Just keep working back and forth. Left curl, then press. Down, right curl, then press at your own pace. And let's take a little break. Get a drink of water. I don't know if you guys have done any snow skiing since your injury. I used to really love skiing, and I have not tried adaptive skiing yet. And we're thinking we might get a chance for that in February. Another one of our friends. I don't know if you guys know Dr. Rex Marco. He's a spine surgeon who had a injury. He's down in Houston, but his sister was at the Peloton event, and she invited us to go skiing with them in Utah. So we'll see. She might have just opened her mouth when she wasn't supposed to, but we'll see if we hear back from her, and we'll see if we get to go skiing. But I think that'd be really fun. All right, now we're going to do curls together, and we're going to warm it up for just a little bit like this, and then we're going to go back into doing the press as a second part of it. So we'll just do about 30 seconds getting it warm, and then we're going to go back into a shoulder press with it. And if you can't go above your head, you can go in front of you. You know, if this doesn't work for you, you can stretch and get more water. Ooh, you can add weights if you're a lot stronger than I am. Just keep it moving. I apologize. That is the automatic dog feeder feeding my dog. So that's the noise you hear going off in the back. All right, let's go back to getting it up above. And this is even more challenging for me because doing one arm at a time, I can kind of balance with the other arm. But this is a different aspect, more dynamic. Ooh. All right, and take a break. I'm gonna come forward and stretch a little bit. While we're in, we went up to New Jersey starting for Thanksgiving, and then we stayed till the Peloton thing last weekend. And while we're in New Jersey, the Christopher and Dana Reeve Foundation, they support an adaptive swimming program in Ocean City where we were at. And they invited us to come check it out. And, I used to swim 3 times a week before I moved to Kentucky, so I'm used to swimming after my injury. But it's been a couple years since I've, gotten in the pool and really done some swimming and some pool type therapy. And it was so good to get back in the water. Yeah, they have a paddle board that you could get on that's made to go on your chest. And then they have special like chin supports because, I don't do enough tummy time. So when I get on my stomach, my back's got a hump to it and my chin is really pressed in. But they've already thought of that. And they have stuff for that. And then you can just really work on paddling on your chest. And it was a great workout. And even though I was just in the pool because it was, December, when I come back, we have friends there and they invite us to come back this summer and get in the ocean. I think that would be a lot of fun. So again, we'll see how this stuff goes. Everybody likes to talk. You never know what's going to come to fruition. So, all right, let's get into the next set of exercises here. I want to reach down to the right and then come back up with this one. Stretching. and back up. Let's go to the other side. All right. Now we're going to kind of lean forward and work on reaching with the left, reaching down, and you can brace yourself with the right side of your chair or however you want to do this. We're going to kind of reach to the down and then up. So reach down like you're grabbing something and then coming up. And I'm really trying to lean my core over, you know, like I was picking something up. I'm stabilizing with my right and helping bring my core up. All right, and let's go to the other side. It's always kind of funny to me how now that I'm paralyzed, you know, simple things is, you know, doing an exercise on the right and going to the left. Sometimes just I can't find the coordination. You know, it's just so difficult to get the movement down. But you know, eventually it comes sometimes. Just pretending you drop your house key and it's freezing outside and you got to grab it to get in. All right. And then we're going to finish this setup with just some rear elbow raises. All right. Shake that out. It's time for me to get some more water. Oh. Man, I am not looking forward to winter. What a dreary day, huh? At least it's not too cold. All right, get yourselves ready. We're going to pick up the intensity here. And we're going to do some speed bag. Keeping that trunk upright. Keep it up. Feel that burn. Just a little bit longer. All right. Good job. Loosen those shoulders up. All right. We're going to start with our right arm. And we just want to, as you can bring it back around, you know, don't do anything that hurts, but just really trying to set those shoulder blades and pull that right one back. Should try to feel this in your shoulder blade. Like if you were pinching your shoulders together. It's reaching behind you. All right, let's switch. Mm. Keep it up. All right. Then we're gonna do them both together. You guys might have noticed I wear a lot of Nike gear. I don't know if you've heard about the Fly Ease shoes that they make, but it was probably all 6 or 7 years ago. Nike started making a line of shoes called Fly Ease that is for disabled people. And they were the first major brand to start doing that. And when they did that, I got right behind them. So, and let's take a break. But yeah, earlier I was talking about how, disability and inclusion are really at a premium. And that was really meaningful to me to have a company like Nike start making, shoes that were easier for people to get on and off. And I actually just got one of their newer pairs of Fly Ease shoes on today that we are using them in my therapy, so I think that's really cool. And actually, this has been an ongoing process, but a little over a year ago, Nike reached out to me about a potential sponsorship, and then they had a complete reorganization of their disability department. But they reached back out again this year, and they are very excited about the Abbott World potential. And there's a potential that Hannah and I will be Nike athletes. So you never know. They reached out to me, but I always just keep the squeaky wheel gets the grease. Once I have their number, I'm not going to let them go. And maybe something cool will come out of it. So we'll see. All right. I'm gonna get a drink here before we go. All right. We're gonna go back into some punches. Here we go. I'm gonna try to pick up the intensity a little bit, be more intentional. Left, right, left, right. Keep it up. All right. Take a little break. Whew. We're gonna go back into some overhead stuff. So we're gonna curl and press. Curl, press, back, down. And I'm really starting to feel it in the back of my shoulder blades. Hit that pretty good at this point. Up. And shake that out. Whew. Hope you all had a great Thanksgiving. Like I said, we were in New Jersey with our friends, and they did a karaoke competition for Thanksgiving. So that was definitely a little different, but it was fun. My wife is 11 years younger than I am, so for our duet, we decided on Sonny and Cher, and the joke was, that he is a much older guy that just skated by on his younger wife's talent, and that's exactly what we did for the karaoke competition because I'm an awful singer. Like it's more just off key screaming, and I feel sorry for everybody that had to sit through it. But my wife is pretty good, and I just kind of let her carry us through that. But it was a fun time. All right, we're gonna go back into some jogging, nice and easy. Keep this up for a couple minutes, and then we're gonna go into a cool down and stretch. We're 45 minutes into it right now. And I keep having a little bit of AD. Got to check on my tube here. All right. It's always a challenge. There's always something. But I have found, and I'm sure you guys have too, which is why you're here. Just I feel so much better when I'm working out. It's not, sometimes my wife will be like, how can you be so dedicated to the gym? It's like it's a total selfish endeavor. It's just because I like how I feel when I'm doing it regularly, and I don't like how I feel when I don't. So I was very happy to get back Sunday night, and I let them know that I couldn't make therapy appointments on Monday, but you bet I was at CFW. Let's keep going. We want to keep that heart going for a while. We're trying to keep this going. You can go as light, or as slow, or as fast and hard, whatever works for you. You need to take the arms out of it and just twist a little bit. We're just trying to keep our heart working for an extended period of time. That was one thing I was noticing, when I was checking out the Peloton app and all their stuff. Most of their workouts are, in the 20 to 30 minute range. And I didn't know if maybe that's something you guys would like better. Or if you like the longer, it's totally, just let me know.
I like the longer one personally. I do a few
Cool.
that on YouTube that are just 15, 20 minutes, but it's like I barely get started and it's like, let me find another one.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I was thinking because when I'm going to get a workout in 20 minutes, that seems like a warm up, not a workout to me. But I think they're just trying to hit mass numbers and deal with short attention spans and get the most amount of views for their metrics. So yeah, but yeah, I'm glad. Thanks for the feedback. All right, let's keep it going just a little longer if we can. I know I'm getting winded. I don't sweat normally, but I get kind of balmy sometimes, and I'm getting there. All right. Shake that out. And then we're gonna go right into rolling the shoulders. So very low intensity. Hopefully you can still recover while we're doing this. Just rolling those shoulders. Maximum range of movement, all the way up, all the way forward, all the way down, all the way back, and all over again, up and forward and down, back. Just keep trying to feel the maximum point in each plane that's comfortable, right? At this point, we all know that we're kind of here to stay motivated together, but especially with the disability, we have to know our bodies and we have to know what we can do. And we have to be the driver. We got to be the captain of the ship. And if something isn't right for you, it's up to you to know that. And this is feeling really good rolling forward. I got a spot in the back of my right shoulder that just really likes this movement right in here. All right, and let's switch to rolling it backwards.
Be right back.
Forward, up. All right. And we're gonna come up, our arms up like this. Let's do some arm circles. Nice and slow. Start small and then make them bigger and bigger. And let's switch the direction. Forward. All right, let's bring this right arm across the front. How's everybody feeling? All right, let's switch it up. All right, and we're just gonna roll it out. Low impact, nice and easy. Reverse the direction. All right, let's shake it out. And we are good, guys. Thank you very much for joining.